What's up, guys? My buddy Tombstone Tommy hit me up the other day. He goes, hey man, I got this old BMW behind my work. Would you be interested in it? And I'm half expecting it to be like a silver E46 four-door automatic, you know the car, beat up. And I'm just like, yeah, send me some pictures of it. He sends me 2 pictures. These are those pictures. And I'm like through the roof. I couldn't believe it because I just sold my old E24 because it was too far gone for it to do anything with. So when he sent me these pictures, I was so excited. So I went there immediately, right after work. I go in there. His boss had already left. It was his boss's car. And I'm like, hey, when can I talk to him? He goes, I'll come back tomorrow. I was able to get a couple of pictures through this fenced-in area that it was locked in. And I go back the next day. His boss goes, yeah, I'll sell it to you. Tells me some history on it. Tells me, he's a big BMW guy, older guy. He's like in his 70s, but really cool guy. I could have talked to this guy all day. He was a car guy. He was a really fun guy to talk to. I ended up actually talking to him for a few hours in his office. I don't think he got anything done that day, but it was really cool. He had a bunch of E30s. He used to track an E30. It was strictly for the track. It was really cool. He had a bunch of hours in that. He told me that he tracked this E24 2 times, and he was like, yeah, the car drove great, flowed really nice, it was a perfect car. He goes, it was just too nice to track. I didn't want to keep doing it. But he goes, I had to put it on the track at least once or twice, So I was like, I totally get it. And he was just a really cool guy. He goes, here's the catch with the car. I live in Maine on the weekends, which is 3 hours away, and the car's keys and the title are at his house in Maine. So I'm like, dang, and it's Monday, so I gotta wait a whole week. He goes, if you come back next week on Monday, I'll have the keys and the title for you. I'm like, all right, cool. So he lets me at least go out in the back and take a look at it. And I did the best examination that I could with a car that is locked up tight. And I'm just like, dang. So I leave, I come back next Monday, I give him a call. I said, hey man, I'm on my way. I got the truck, the trailer, I got a battery with me. He told me if I brought a battery, there's a good possibility that the car would just fire right up. And I'm like, the car's been sitting for 7 years, but maybe I'll give it a try, you know what I mean? Worst case scenario, at least I'll be able to, roll the window down so I can turn the steering wheel and stuff. Cool. So he picks up the phone, he goes, hey Joe, I got some good news and some bad news for you. And I'm like, dude, I've been up all night thinking about this thing. I've been up every day of the week just thinking about what am I gonna do? What, if it isn't gonna run, what am I gonna do if it doesn't run? What wheels should I put on it? What suspension? All these different, I'm looking at body kits, not that I'm going to, but I'm just looking at E24 history, just like I was back when I had my Eurospec E24. And I was just super amped on it. And finally this one seemed like it was actually gonna be a good one, so super excited. So he tells me, I got the title for you, but I forgot the keys in my other car. He goes, I took a different car. When I got home that Friday, I put my keys and the title in this car, and I took a different car. So for some reason he had the title, but he didn't have the keys, whatever. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll come back out next Monday. He goes, yeah, or I can have my wife overnight the keys to you. More than likely, they're not gonna get to you until, I gotta come back again. Next Monday, because he's out of the office for a few days and I wouldn't be able to get the car. His schedule wasn't aligning. So I'm like, dang. I was like, but your wife's home. He goes, yeah, she stays home. And I'm like, how'd you feel about me driving out to Maine and getting the keys today? And he goes, yeah, sure. I'm like, cool. I dropped the trailer. I'm already in my truck. I'm ready to go. So I just jump right on the highway and I'm driving. And about an hour and a half into my ride, he calls me and I'm like, hey, what's up? And he's like, hey, so I just told my wife to get the keys out of the car, and actually they weren't in that car because they're in the car that is here back in Springfield. And I'm like, oh! So I just drove an hour and a half one way for no reason, but at least he was on his game, and he couldn't have been a nicer guy. This guy was so cool. He was he was just the coolest guy. So at least I didn't drive 6 hours, so that was good. So turned right back around, drove home, got the trailer, and I went over, gave him the money, got the paperwork, got the title, got the keys, all that stuff. Really excited. Go in the back. I start getting this thing ready to load up, and check this out. Pop the battery in. We got the keys. This car hasn't been ran in a few years, so I just want to see if it'll turn over, but also kind of want to see if it'll start. I feel like a little rough, but I mean, as expected. I can't believe this just started. Thing just, it fires right up. Couldn't believe it. So I move it out of the way. I get the thing up onto the trailer and I bring it home, give it a good proper wash. And I mean, I just couldn't believe how nice this thing came out. It just came out. I mean, it was just, what you would wish for in your dreams when you were waiting for an entire week for a car. This is what you were hoping for. Everything that I was hoping for came true, which is really cool. Thing fired up. It looks beautiful. Really happy with it. Check out under the fender wells, pull the tires off, all that stuff. Just really, really, excited. The car runs good, but it doesn't run perfect. So I want to go through the engine. I want to do maybe, obviously I'm going to do cap, rotor, plugs, wires, those things for sure. I'm going to do an oil change. I'm going to do coolant flush. It's got a really squeaky power steering leak, and it's just really whiny. So I got to figure out what's going on with the power steering. And it's a little bit sloppy, so I might have to put a box in it. I'm not really sure. I got to take a look at it. It could be tie rods. It could be a number of things, but I haven't really had the car long enough to really check it out because I've been doing it after work and I'm getting ready for a vacation and all that. So, but I've been like after work, I've been racing home to mess with this thing. It's been a lot of fun. So anyways, I want to do that stuff. I want to do suspension. I think I'm going to do coilovers to it for sure. I want to do some nice wheels on it. Not really sure what I'm going to do next. Obviously, I'm a big BBS guy, so it's really hard for me to veer away from that. But those are the things that are in my head for this car, and I'm just really excited to have, another project. Like I need another project, but I got a big package in the mail for this car I've been waiting for from Pelican. Finally came in. I'm really excited to have that. So I'll have a video up for you guys on this car soon, as well as the white 911. I got a couple of things going on with that, and I'm excited to share that stuff with you guys as well. And the rusty blue Swallowtail Mark 1. As you guys know, I'm always messing with that thing. So I'll be pulling that back in the garage pretty soon here. But it's just a mix of what's going on here at my house. And I'm excited to share it with you guys. So look forward to that. If you guys want more day-to-day content on my Instagram, GTI Joe, I'm always posting stuff on my story and things like that. So follow me on Instagram. And thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one.